The recruiter just asked, "What are your salary expectations?" And what you say in the next 30 seconds will determine whether you make $80,000 or $120,000. Most people blow it here. And they don't even know it. Let me show you exactly what to say. Here's the thing about salary expectations. It's not a question. It's a test. They're trying to figure out, how much do they have to pay you? Can they lowball you? Do you know your worth? And depending on how you answer, you'll either anchor yourself low or set yourself up to win. Let's break down the right way to handle this. Why they're not asking to be nice when a recruiter asks, "What are your salary expectations?" They're not doing it to help you. They're doing it to save the company money. Here's what they're really asking: what's the minimum you'll accept? And if you give them a number, that's what they'll offer you. Maybe a little more if they're feeling generous. The anchoring effect: whoever says a number first loses. If you say $85,000, they'll offer you $85,000. Even if they were planning to offer $100,000. If they say $100,000, you can negotiate from there. But if you say $85,000 first, you just capped yourself at $85,000. Your goal is to get them to say a number first. Not you. Because once they say a number, you have information. And information is leverage. The wrong way to answer: wrong answer number 1, I'm making $70,000 now, so I'm looking for around $75,000 to $80,000. Why it's wrong? You just told them what you're currently making, $70,000, what you're willing to accept, $75,000 to $80,000 now. They know they can get you for $75,000 to $80,000. Even if the role pays $100,000. You just left $20,000 to $25,000 on the table. Wrong answer number 2, I'm flexible. I'm open to whatever is fair. Why it's wrong? You just told them you don't know your worth. And if you don't know your worth, they'll tell you what you're worth. And it won't be much. Flexible and fair are code for I'll take whatever you give me. Don't do that. Wrong answer number 3, I'd need at least $120,000. Why it's wrong? This sounds confident. But it's actually a mistake. Because now you've anchored yourself at $120,000. If the role pays $140,000, you just left $20,000 on the table. And if the role pays $110,000, you might have just priced yourself out. You said a number first. That's the problem. The right way to answer: strategy number 1, deflect and flip it back to them when they ask, "What are your salary expectations?" You say, "I'm focused on finding the right role and the right fit. Unsure if this is the right opportunity, we'll be able to come to an agreement on compensation. What's the range you've budgeted for this position?" Why this works: you didn't give them a number, you flipped it back to them, you sound reasonable, not evasive. What happens next? Option A, they tell you the range. Perfect. Now you have information. You can negotiate from there. Option B, they push back, "We'd really like to know your expectations first." Stay firm. Use strategy number 2, below. Strategy number 2, give them a range based on market research. If they won't give you their range, you say, "Based on my research for this role, level, and location, I'm seeing ranges from $X to $Y. Does that align with what you've budgeted?" Example, based on my research for this role, level, and location, I'm seeing ranges from $100,000 to $120,000. Does that align with what you've budgeted? Why this works: you didn't give them your expectation. You gave them the market rate. You're still deflecting. Does that align with your budget? You sound informed, not desperate. What happens next? Option A, they say, "Yes, that's in our range." Great. Now you know they can pay $100,000 to $120,000. Anchor high. Option B, they say that's a bit high. We're thinking more like $90,000 to $100,000. Good. Now you know their range. You can negotiate from there. Option C, they say that's actually lower than what we're thinking. Jackpot. They just told you they're willing to pay more. Don't negotiate yourself down. Strategy number 3, anchor high. If you have to give a number, if they absolutely will not move forward without you giving a number, then anchor high. You say, based on my experience, the value I'll bring to this role, and the market rate, I'm targeting $X. How to calculate $X? Step 1. Research the market rate for this role. Use levels.fya, Glassdoor, Payscale, LinkedIn salary. Step 2. Find the high end of the range. Step 3. Add 10 to 15% to that number. Example, market rate, $100,000 to $120,000 high end, $120,000 at 15%, $138,000 your anchor, $135,000 to $140,000 you say, based on my experience and the market rate, I'm targeting around $135,000. Why this works, you anchored high, they'll negotiate you down, but you'll still land above market rate. You sound confident, not desperate. What happens next? Option A, they say that's higher than we were thinking, but let's keep talking. Good. You're in the conversation. Option B, they say that's out of our range. We're thinking more like $110,000. Perfect. Now you know their number. You didn't give yours away for free. Strategy number 4, ask them first, before they ask you. This is the power move. Before they even ask you what are your salary expectations, you ask them, before we go too far, what's the salary range for this position? Why this works, you took control of the conversation. You got them to say a number first. You didn't give anything away. When to use this? At the end of the first or second interview, when they ask, do you have any questions for us? You say, yes. Before we continue, I want to make sure we're aligned on compensation. What's the range you've budgeted for this role? 9 times out of 10, they'll tell you. And now you have all the information you need. The follow-up questions once they tell you the range, ask these questions. Question 1, is that base salary, or does that include bonus and equity? Why? You need to know if they're talking about base or total comp. Question 2, what does the bonus structure look like? Why? A $100,000 base with a 20% bonus is very different from a $100,000 base with a 5% bonus. Question 3, is there equity involved? Why? Equity can be worth $10,000 to $100K plus over time, depending on the company. Question 4, is there flexibility in this range based on experience? Why? This opens the door for negotiation. If they say yes, you can push for the high end or above. What not to say? Don't apologize. Don't say, I'm sorry, I know this is awkward, but I hate talking about money, but I hope this isn't too much to ask, but why? You're apologizing for advocating for yourself. Don't. Negotiation is normal. Expected. Professional. Don't apologize for it. Don't lie. Don't say, I have another offer for $150,000. If you don't, I'm currently making $120,000. If you're making $80,000, why? If they find out you lied, the offer gets pulled. And your reputation is shot. Tell the truth. Just be strategic about when you tell it. Don't say, I'll take whatever you're offering even if you're desperate. Don't say this. Why? You just told them they can lowball you. Always negotiate. Even if it's just $5,000 more. So here's the playbook. Step 1, deflect. What's the range you've budgeted for this role? Step 2, if they push, give them the market range, not your expectation. Step 3. If they still push, anchor high. Give them a number 10 to 15% above market. Step 4. Ask follow-up questions about bonuses, equity, and flexibility. Step 5. Negotiate from there. Next time a recruiter asks, what are your salary expectations? You know exactly what to say. You deflect. You flip it. You anchor high. And you walk away with $10,000 to $30,000 more than you would have if you just answered the question. That's how you win. If you want the full salary negotiation playbook with every script for every scenario, I put together a free guide. Comment below. And if this was helpful, subscribe. I post daily on career strategy, negotiation, and how to actually get ahead. You're not a line item. You're the talent.